this issue of people issuing prophecies. Prophecies. Yeah, people issuing prophecies out.
The weather pattern will be more erratic, but it will be nice wherever God's children are.
Yeah, you know, you are not reading from the top. Oh. You
Okay,
see
okay.
my course.
Okay. The Redeemed Christian Church of God, Prophecies 2023.
Yes.
So the word, that's the prophecy for the word in 2023.
Yeah.
It says the weather pattern will be more erratic, but it will be nice wherever God's children are. That's number one for the word. Then the second for the word is the word will be relatively more peaceful.
Okay. I mean, so this word, this prophecy for the word. I mean, you can look at it again now. At least one by one, the weather pattern will be more erratic. But it will be nice wherever God's children are. The weather pattern will be more erratic. If you are following elementary weather statistics in the last maybe 10 to 15 years, you will not call this a prophecy, will you?
It is just weather forecast.
It's weather forecast, yes. It's weather forecast which you can get from Google.
Yes.
You can get this statement from Google of weather pattern being more erratic. Weather pattern has been more erratic in the last 20 years, basically. So by simply reading the statistics of weather patterns on the globe, are you with me?
Yes, sir.
You know it's been the temperature, for example, the global temperature, I think in the last 10 years or so, I think it has increased by around 1% or so, if I'm not mistaken, or 1 degree.
Yeah, there's global warming.
Yes, for example, this 2023 winter in the northern hemisphere, if you go on the internet, you just put 2023 winter pattern in the northern hemisphere, you will see it there. They have been reporting it since before this prophecy came out, that in the northern hemisphere, that the temperature has been rising. The temperature for 2023 had been on the increase generally. Much more. I'm talking of winter temperature. It's been higher than normal. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So what Dr. Adeboye is doing is simply using the statistics, what the things that are available on the internet. If you listen to BBC News or you follow CNN, this information, you discover that it was not sourced from God. This is widely available information about the weather becoming a little skewed one way or the other. So it wasn't God that revealed this to a doctor. This is the result of simply following news. Anybody who, if you Google weather pattern in the last 10 years, you are going to come up with this. But it would be nice wherever God's children are. You know, that's a terrible statement. It would be nice where God's children are. Weather pattern, are you with me?
Yes.
Weather pattern in the Middle East. has been quite stable, even in spite of all these things we are talking about. The weather pattern in Saudi Arabia has been stable, even though it is hot, but it has been very stable. It is not erratic. Are you with me?
Yes.
So the implication is that there are more God's children in Saudi Arabia than in New Jersey. You have more of God's children in Libya, for example, because the weather pattern in Libya has been quite stable. The weather pattern in Egypt has been quite stable, and is going to be stable this year, more stable than what you have in Canada. So there are more of God's children in Libya and in Egypt and in Saudi Arabia and in Iran than you have in Canada. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yes, that's what our doctor is saying. So first of all, the man was simply reading generally available weather statistics that anybody can get from Google, and he got this idea of weather pattern will be more erratic. And the other thing is that when somebody gives this kind of prophecy, are you with me?
Yes.
This is not from God. The issue of prophecies from God, are you with me? One of the main things about prophecies from God is the exactitude, is the certainty, is the exactitude of it. So when somebody comes and say weather pattern will be more erratic, how do you judge more erratic or less erratic? Where is the measure? Do you understand what I'm saying? So that you know,
Yes.
okay, is the man talking? Is the man saying that there will be more rain, or less rain, or more or less? And once you come to that, you are actually talking of guessing. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I
When you guess about the future, and you say that what you are saying is from God, it is called divination. It's only diviners that do it. If the man has been saying, okay, I read on Google on statistics of weather movements and changes in the world, and from what I read from my study of statistics and weather, this 2023 is likely to be more erratic than 2022. There's no evil about that, because the man is simply talking to you about statistics, about science, about physical science. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Any Hindu can do that. Any Hindu can do that. Any Muslim can do that. Any occult person can do that. If the person knows statistics and weather pattern. What makes this, what Dr. Adeboye is doing, what makes it evil, is that he's using the name of God. He's saying that it was God that told him. That's what makes it evil. So I hope you get what we're actually talking about. What makes what you are seeing on your screen, what makes it evil is that Dr. Adeboye is selling it, that it was God that told him, and he's calling it prophecy. He's calling it a prophecy, 2023 prophecy. That is actually what makes it evil. So when you come up and you say Well, I'm a medical doctor. I have I've been seeing so many malaria patients in the last 6 weeks. It's very likely there is going to be an increase in malaria attack in my locality for the next 3 months. What you must never do is to say that it was God that told you. That's what makes you a wicked person. Is to say God told me there'll be an increase in the number of malaria incidents in social place. And that is actually what we are seeing. What makes this particularly a devil's work is that, first of all, it is from reading of statistics, generally available, commonly available statistics from Google and from the internet and from following news, converting it into God said, converting it into prophecy. And then you now see the amorphous nature of it by saying it will be more erratic. What does being more erratic says? What does it mean?
Doesn't mean anything.
It does not mean anything. What does being more erratic means? Does it mean that in places where the rain period starts in March, it's now going to start in September? Is that what you are saying? You see, the evil in what Dr. Adeboye is saying is that he's using the terms, the languages that they use, that the diviners use. He's using those languages and is calling God's name to it, that it was God that told him. But this is, if you go to any Babalawo anywhere, this is what the Babalawo will tell you. The Babalawo, they speak in such a way that you really cannot catch them. You really cannot, you understand? You are dazed. You are confused when you leave them. At times much more than when you came in. See the second paragraph. The world will be relatively more peaceful. You know that is a lie.
It's a big lie.
You know it's a lie. The world will be relatively more peaceful. What is the relative? The relative to what? Relative to when? So if the war in Ukraine, if it stops this year, Adeboye is coming to tell you that yes, that was what he prophesied. If the thing expands from Ukraine to other parts of Europe or Asia, he's still going to say, yeah, it could have been more.
Exactly.
I hope you understand what we're saying. So
yes,
these are people who want to eat their cake and have it at the same time. Can you see my cursor? You can read it.
Yeah. The biggest challenge of 2022 will lead to your biggest testimony in 2023.
Eh?
Should I continue or I should pause?
Come again.
I said, should I continue it or I should pause there?
No. I mean, look at that one too. Look at that. Look at that statement.
Very ambiguous.
Who is this one addressed to? It's addressed to all the individuals. Yeah, do you get it?
Yes.
It's addressed to who? It's addressed to an unnamed person. So anybody can simply catch it.
They will claim it.
Eh?
They will claim it.
They can, yeah, anybody can claim it. The idea of anybody claiming things like, you know that's divination.
Yes, yes.
It's divination. What the man is doing is divination. The biggest challenge of 2022 will lead to your biggest testimony. Many of the people who had serious challenges in 2022, are you with me?
Yes.
They are not going to have any testimony in 2023 because they will die. They will die before the end of 2023. And this so-called prophecy is for everybody. And it does not have anything to do with God. Whether God is actually interested that your 2022 challenge was from God or not does not matter as far as Dr. Adeboye is concerned. Whether it was good, of course, you notice people don't believe that what they call the so-called challenge, they don't believe it's from God. They believe it's from the devil.
Yes.
So whatever it is that was the challenge in 2022 will lead to your biggest testimony. Those are lies. Those are lies. Read the next one.
The Lord will speak peace to some troubled homes.
Which homes are these ones?
No, some troubled homes.
Which homes are the Lord going to speak to? Which troubled homes are these ones?
Some homes.
Yes. Those are evidences of false prophecies. You are not clear. It's amorphous. You cannot pinpoint. The people in these homes they do not have names. So those are whatever you see. As we said the other time, read the next one.
For quite a few people, there will be restoration of lost glories.
You of course that's those are lies too. For quite a few people.
Yes, sir.
These are statistics. What the man is doing, the man is simply using statistics. So he thinks that statistics. Are you with me? He
Yes.
thinks that you can use statistics as a prophecy. He thinks that statistics and prophecies they are the same. For quite a few people. Who are these few people that do not have names or identity? Don't forget, these words are being said to maybe about 2 or 3 million people. For quite a few people, there will be restoration of lost glories. Do you understand what we are saying? You cannot say anything like this in the Bible, can you?
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. You cannot say anything like this. Any prophet of God saying that I'm Isaiah or Jeremiah, for quite a few people there will be restoration of lost glories. There's no such in the Bible. Because these are divination. This is divination. This is divination. Dr. Adeboye is simply a diviner and a deceiver. You see the last one.
Many troublemakers will lose the ability to make trouble.
I mean, you just wonder what is that supposed to mean?
He actually didn't say anything.
Eh?
He actually didn't say anything. All these things are just
Nothing.
gibberish.
Nothing.
Anything.
Any troublemakers will lose the ability to make trouble.
So anybody that does not make trouble in 2023
are they going to have a accident by when they travel to go and make their trouble? Are their houses going to be burned down? Or are they going to just lose the appetite to make trouble? Are they going to die? Are they going to be sick?
They don't have the financial strength to make the trouble.
But it's still major thing he said last year was man does not have the shame to. Was a very blessed and very prosperous place last year, by as much as 80%. But because this was what the man said this time last year, he didn't have the shame to come out and say, yeah, let us go over the records and see the accounts of Nigeria, you know, the Nigeria economy grew by 80% between January and December 2022, because that was what I prophesied. He didn't have enough shame to come and say this was what happened, and this is what I said, and it actually happened. What people do not know is that people think that what the man is doing is just where you can do it, people can do it, all those kind of things. They do not know the kind of anger that the God of the Bible has towards people who do what Dr. Adeboye is doing. People who do divination. Anybody who uses mind to say and attributes it to God, people don't understand that there are not many evil any human being can commit more terrible than you saying things from your mind and say it was God that said them. Most people don't they don't get that. That's one of the biggest evil that any human being can commit on earth, is to put words in God's mind, in God's mouth, to say that God says something. Whereas what you are doing is that you are simply using statistics. You are using your knowledge of mathematics, of weather patterns, of human patterns, of economic patterns, or even financial patterns. That's what you are doing. And you are saying God said. And you are saying it in such a way that nobody can actually be certain what you are talking about. Diviners are very much under God's anger. And, you know, we only pray that Dr. Adeboye, and the people in Redeem, that they will start to fear God. They will start to be afraid of God, because God is somebody you must make sure you do not offend, because his anger is beyond what any human being can handle. You just pray that Dr. Adeboye will wake up, and the people following him, you pray that they will wake up and they will start to fear God. You understand?